Right, hello folks and welcome back. In this video we're going to be talking about fishing rigs for beginners. Now there is absolutely tons of fishing rigs. There's tons of different makes of fishing rigs, tons of different types of fishing rigs. There's Turk flappers, pulley, pennel rigs, Portsmouth loop rigs, and the list goes on and 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 on. And then someone will make another new rig and it will go on and on even more. But in this video what we're going to do is we're going to summarize fishing rigs and rig storage. I get asked a lot about how I store my fishing rigs, what types of fishing rigs are good for beginners, and so on and so forth. So in this video we're going to cover that. We're going to start off by talking about fishing rigs then. So if you're new to sea fishing, the best advice I can give you is to get into your local tackle shop and pick up some pre-made fishing rigs. The fishing rigs I'll potentially go for would be my 3 beginners fishing rigs would probably be a pulley rig, a 2-hook flapper rig, and a running ledger rig. Now these 3 rigs are very simple to make. I'll pop links in the description of this video of how to make each individual rig if you fancy making them yourself, or if you're new to sea fishing and you just want to get out and fish, then those 3 rigs will pretty much cover most of the scenarios that you'll come across as a beginner angler. So yeah, get into your local tackle shop, have a chat to them about pre-made rigs. They'll be on the shelves in there. 2-hook flapper will probably be one that most anglers would potentially start with, which is just a 2-hook rig, and you'll bait that with some worms to start off with. Tip it with a little bit of squid maybe and just cast it out, and that will see you fair and square. If you're looking to fish a slightly larger bait, then a pulley or a pennel rig might be a good one to go for, and then a running ledger rig. Those 3 rigs, like I said, will pretty much cover most of your sea angling to start off with. If in doubt, remember, ask your local tackle shop and get their advice. But yeah, pre-made fishing rigs, there we go. Right, and so how do I store my fishing rigs? So there's loads of different ways you can store fishing rigs. The one I use at the moment is rig winders. Right, so rig winders are an absolutely fantastic way of storing your fishing rigs. Right, and how they work are as follows. So you grab your rig winder. It's literally a piece of foam with a cutout indentation there where your rig sits in. Some of them have a little hole there drilled for the swivel to sit in. So after your fishing session, you just locate the swivel into the hole and then wrap the rig around the rig winder, and then the hooks just sit into the side of the rig winder like so, and then that is your rig stored, ready to go. Give it a wash off if you want, let it dry back out, and bam, ready to go again. They're a really good way to store fishing rigs and keep them from tangling up in your box. You know, I'll hold my hands up high. I was one of them anglers that used to go fishing, used to finish the fishing session, grab the fishing rig, chuck it in the box, come to the next fishing session, and the box just looks like Pandora's box with fishing lying everywhere and tangled rigs and rusty hooks. Not a good way to go. If you want to store your fishing rigs, get these rig winders. They're just really good way to store your fishing rigs. Akios and Nova do a whole box here of rig winders. So if you want to be super organized, you can, you know, arrange all your fishing rigs in here like me if you're a bit of a tackle type. So there you go. It's another way of storing your fishing rigs. And then you can also get these rig wallet things, which are here. If you're getting these, make sure you pay out and get a decent one with the decent thick bags. The cheap ones are absolutely rubbish. Thank me later. I've had cheap ones before. You put the rig in, you try to get the rig back out, and it rips the whole bag apart. It's not great. So yeah, this is another way to store your fishing rigs, in these rig wallets here. If you want to be super organized, that is. This is the one I have for ages, in Goals 1. And again, you got small pockets. You got small pockets at the start, which is there, which I used to stock all my rig bodies in, and then all my hook snoods used to go in the top ones, which are there. Yeah, so that is pretty much how I store my fishing rigs and fishing rigs for beginners. Like I said, the top 3 fishing rigs again, a pulley rig, running ledger rig, and a 2-hook flapper. That'll pretty much see you through most of your fishing as a beginner. Your local tackle shop will stock these, and if you do want to make these rigs from scratch and give them a go yourself, the full rig making itinerary will be in the description of the videos, showing you how to make each of those rigs. There we go. Fishing rigs and rig storage for beginners. Cheers.